Hi, this is the next part of the adding the transfers to the N2. Since I see you last, what I've done to save boring you, I've given it another coat of green. So it's now had one coat of primer, and this is the third coat of the green. And the paint that we used was the Phoenix Precision, okay, which it says it's a GNR Loco green and in brackets dull. And I've also added some black to the smoke box area and the cab roof. Some of that needs touching up a bit, but the idea is to show you the putting on of the transfers. So this is it. Now, when you read the instructions, it tells you that these have been printed on the person who's done them on a printer at his home. And what he tells you is that he's coated them with a spray of an enamel. I've used this because I've made various transfers myself. You can buy transfer paper, print on it on your normal printer, home printer, and then you have to seal it because obviously if the ink gets wet, then it livens up and it just runs. So you need to seal it, fix it, basically with a universal enamel spray, which is like a varnish, really. Just a couple of light coats. Well, they come with one coat on and they tell you to put another one on. So I've done that. I've added another coat of this. So it's had two to my knowledge. Then what I've used, not for this because I've never used these, but for previous things that I've done, a very fine pair of scissors like this. And all you have to do with that is, because they're very sharp, so we'll select the one that we want to put on. And I think that one of the better ones is on this sheet. So then you need to just cut them out. So with the best way I can, I'm going to cut as tight to the white line, the white and green as I can, because I think it tells you in the instructions that when you finish, if you do have a white line, then you can just touch it in very lightly with the green paint just to blend it in, because obviously it's not, the colour doesn't go right the way through the paper, so you will get a white line. It's just like making a card kit. When you cut the card or whatever, bend the card, you will get the card colour, which you can normally, sometimes you can do it with a felt pen of the same colour. If not, you can mix up a watercolour, something just to blend so you lose that white edge. I mean, obviously you don't get the full thickness because it's only the top layer which will slide off. So anyway, we'll get this cut and see what happens. So I'm cutting this out as quick as I can, but as accurate as I can as well. I've never used these before. I've seen them and they look good, so I thought, well, I've got to give this a go, because it's very easy to pick up loads of the N2 Loco quite cheaply. And the thing is with that, you can make lots of locos by just changing. Even if you've only got one chassis, you can just swap the top. It's only one screw on the front of the loco that you unscrew between the buffers on the front. Right, so there is the first bit. Now what I use is a bowl full of water, and I always like it slightly warm. So I'm putting it in now, and we'll see what happens in a moment. So I'm going to lay the loco on its side ready, and we'll see what happens. Put that in the water just to soften that up on there. I kind of dab it around a little bit with my fingers. I suppose I could have used the overhead camera for this, but I think we can see what was going on. Right, put the others out of the way because I don't want any water going on them and messing them up. So I'll take that out for a moment, see if we've got any slide. Yes, we have got some slide. So it is starting to move on the paper. So now I'm going to trap that with my thumb and pull the paper out from underneath so it drops on the tank like so. I think there is some different coloration in the tank. Well, we've got that on there. The transfers go on really well. I'm not sure about the green colour of it, but it is definitely on there. So I think we'll carry on with this. And then what I would do then is, I've got a soft cloth which I'll get over and just dab off some of the water and just get it into the position where you want it. Just push it round gently. It's a little bit further forward. Get it off the handrail. That's there on the tank. And just any air bubbles, you can just gently push them out like so. Well, there is the transfer on the loco. I'll put it up closer so that you can see. And yeah, I'm not convinced it's the same green. I don't know. It is a little bit different to the green that's on there. You can't paint over that. So anyway, it's either that or I've got to look for another paint, because it needs to be totally different green. When you hold them up they look alright, but when you put them on it comes up like that. But the thing is with them, even though I may have the wrong colour, I won't worry too much about that, the fact they do go on and they look quite good. So what we do now, we'll find the one that goes on the bunker, and we'll put that on. So I'll just roughly cut that out to start with. And then we can just see what kind of transformation that we do get with this. So yeah, it's definitely, now they're on there, it's miles away, but I'm not worried because the thing is I can just put these transfers on. The idea is to see how well they went on, and because I've never used them before, but I can give them, I think so far 100%, so they are worth getting providing you've got the right colour. And I think I may have the wrong colour, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at this moment in time. Right, so this is the transfer for the bunker, that one there. I'm putting it in the water now. We don't have to leave it long. Bring the loco back, over that bit there. That's it. It seems to be drying quite well on there anyway. But see, I might be able to find the right colour and paint the rest of the loco with that. I don't need to investigate now and get the correct colour for it. But the object of this exercise was to use the transfers, which is what we're doing. Right, that's sliding. So it doesn't take long, and they're coming off quite nicely, and they're going on quite nicely as well. Now, the only thing with that is the fact that it does need shaping a bit here. So it's a little bit bigger. So what I'll do, I don't know if this is going to cut while it's wet, but I think we'll give it a go, is take some of that off, the height of that off. So I'm just going to trim. These scissors are very sharp. So I'm just going to trim a bit of that through, like so. You can see I've never prepared this, so it is what it is. Just got that like that. Put that back on, and we can see it's not quite enough on that top front edge, so we can just level that up a little bit now anyway, and go through taking off a bit more until we get it down to where we want it. Considering it's wet, I think it's because of the two coats on it. It's I'm able to cut it reasonably well. Put that back on. That's it. Now we've got that like that. Seems to fit quite well into there. I think what could happen is once you've got this on, you could trim it with a scalpel just to get it about where you want it to be. Awesome. Okay, so now we have got the bit on the bunker as well with the loco number. So it doesn't look too bad. I give the transfers 10 out of 10 actually, because they stay together. I was able to cut that one and put that one on. It'll probably need trimming up a little bit, but yeah, all in all, I think that's pretty good. I've got the lining transfers to do. I've never had a go at that, so I'm not quite, I might experiment with that and then we'll see how we get on, because but that's the loco as it is. So I think all in all it's reasonably successful. So yeah, I would definitely give these water slide panel transfers a 10 out of 10. I think the colour obviously is dependent on whether you get the right one. I just bought the one that said what it was and was hoping that was right, but anyway, if you think that looks okay, then yeah, you can give me a like or whatever. Subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more things coming soon. I will be building a Hornby Dublo free rail preserved railway, because we are preserving this stuff, so this will be an actual preserved railway which will be made on sectional boards which come in kit form, and I will go through the whole process. So anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.